Hey everyone, hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to a little gym tour. Not really a very big gym, but it is mine, and it is my beautiful shed that I have outside the house, which is just such a blessing to have. But I got my Eleiko bar, the rack, all that good stuff that you see in all my videos of my squatting. You can call it a platform. It's what I've made with stall mats from Tractor Supply and a piece of wood, and I think I have some of the linoleum, if I'm saying that properly, underneath it. I forget exactly how I did it. But I put a couple layers underneath, so it's at a slight deficit. You can kind of see where, if I can get my hand in the frame, kind of there, it's slightly below, but that was by design, not really from the weights dropping down. I wanted it to be, if anything, slightly at a deficit, then slightly at an elevation. I mean, it's very minimal. It's probably like 2/4, like coins, in height difference from that and the piece of wood, so nothing that's really noticeable when you're lifting at all. And then obviously you notice the crash pads. I just got those in today, so I'm going to retire the 15-inch blocks that I have been used for a lot of the high block work. I'll still use them if I set up for jerks, but I'm going to leave them their way in the back of the house. So that will do a couple things. One, that'll open up this whole space over here just to get more airflow in, just to be able to stack plates over there, just have more space. Since it is so limited in here, and I'll be able to use these crash pads for the overhead lifts from the floor, but also potentially to recreate the 15-inch blocks with those, because if I use like that 6-inch block plus those, which I believe are 6 inches, it'll get me pretty close to the 15-inch, and I could always get one of the toppers that are over there, and that would probably get me like the equivalent of 15 inches, if not pretty darn, it's going to be close enough to where I probably wouldn't notice too much of a difference. But I basically just kind of just store stuff wherever. So this is the normal angle that you guys will see from training. It's usually sitting back on this DeWalt box, and it's pointing at that angle because I think that was a better angle. I originally had it back on this shelf that's behind me. I'll move over here and show you kind of what it looks like. Yeah, that's a mouse trap that didn't catch a mouse, so now it just sits there with peanut butter that's slowly dissolving. I should probably throw that away if I ever remember. But I have a ton of space in the shed for it being a shed. So sorry that it got super bright there, but I'm going to turn back around and kind of show you what it looks like from the other side. So I usually don't record from this angle, from the simple fact that it's really bright outside and then it's darker in here, so it's really hard to get the camera settings to work. Plus, if it's hot outside, then it overheats the camera, and I kind of have to place it super far out, so it just becomes very difficult to get the lighting properly and to not have problems with the camera overheating. But let me step back a little bit more. Hi, Charles. Turn the brightness down so you can see Charles. See if it goes down. There he is. He's appearing. What are you doing, Charles? He's zooming. Are you camera shy? What are you doing, Charles? Charles, are you camera shy? He's scared of the camera, I guess. But I'll turn the brightness back down so you guys can see back into the shed. But yeah, this is kind of my general area. Ooh, something I want to highlight. So something I tried to fix in the summer is right there where you see it's wet. I'll move a little bit closer. So obviously that is moisture, and I think that's one of the problems I had right there with that part of the floor becoming a divot. I don't have that problem on the other side, but I think it's because of moisture. Obviously it's because of dropping the weights on it, and I probably wouldn't have that issue at all if I didn't drop weights. But I think moisture gets in under the mats and gets to that area, so then it makes it easier to get eroded down a little bit. Which is my theory, because like I don't have any divots over here. I'm sure it's cracked a whole bunch underneath here, but it hasn't changed on this side. It's just on the left side where I have the divots, and I've had to do constant fixing over it. But I hadn't had issues in a little while since I've done that fix, and I put cement along that mat over there to help keep some of the moisture out. I fixed there and put this extra mat there to help level it out, and it seems to do a pretty good job. I don't feel any difference when I'm lifting. It's not really like settling in a certain spot quite as much, which is kind of the big problem that I have. But my chalk bucket up there with my really crappy chalk. Cheap chalk sucks, but it's cheap, so it works for this there. And you can see where I sit in between lifts. So I got my chair. It's like older than it's probably about as old as I am. It might be 20 years old. It might be even more, but it's quite old. As you see, it has a rip and stuff. I had it in my house till probably a month ago, and I upgraded the one in my house and said, well, instead of throwing this out, I could, because I had to figure out how to get it thrown out or schedule a pickup or something, and probably cover it. I was like, I'll just throw it out here, even if it's fabric and it's probably not the cleanest thing out here. It's a gym, it doesn't have to be clean. But all my random smorgasbord of plates. Probably won't see the spider that was hiding underneath the fan yesterday. Probably the size of a 50-cent piece. Rather terrifyingly large, but he eats bugs. And just general storage, so that's where I keep my speaker. Got the little heater, which I haven't obviously had to use this summer. And then the outlet, I don't know, extension cord thing. My brain's too fried to think about that, but just all the shelves for storage. So you can see I have tons of space. I have extra power tool, linoleum storage, random crap up there, potentially even more space over here. So that's one of the benefits of getting the blocks out, is they were normally, the 15-inch blocks were here, and then the 12-inch was, I think, the other one was right there. So it was really kind of cluttered, but now I kind of have the open space, and I'm able to put my camera over there instead of back there, so I have that, obviously a better space to sit at. So I've always, every once in a while, people remark how little it looks or how small it looks when I lift in here. It's a really big space. It's massive. Like, I could sleep in here. I have electricity, so like, it's quite large, and I don't feel any issues with lifting. I obviously move the rack before snatches and stuff, but yeah, I've never had any issues with that. But I'm gonna hopefully utilize these a little bit today. We'll see how much I'm able to do those, and take advantage of this extra space that I have here. Let me flip the brightness back. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. This will be a little extra bonus video. I know it's probably kind of weird, the place I live at, being in a shed in the back of my house, but or outside of my house. It's in the backyard. And Charles, I'll probably do have to wrap this up here. Charles, he probably wants to go inside. He needs some water and an ice cube. Look at that beagle butt. Anywho, that's going to be it for this one, so I figured I'd throw this up here. Hopefully it's of interest to some people. I do appreciate all the people stopping by the channel and, you know, at least looking at a video or clicking on it and then quickly clicking off, whatever it is. But talk to you all in the next one. Have a great one. Peace.